Could be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlin Clark away from us and give her a crazy offer. I mean, Ice Cube was about to give her $5 million to play in less than 10 games in the Big Three. So the money is there, and if these owners are smart with it, I could definitely see more WNBA players going overseas and possibly not return.
In a recent advancement, having earlier declared that she would take a break from basketball, Caitlin may be reconsidering her intention to move to Europe.
Really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that
Caitlin might be convinced to play in Europe considering the high salaries there.
She is already in Istanbul, where she will be playing for the offseason. And from the sounds of this interview, it seems like she's probably going to make more money overseas in EuroLeague than she did during this WNBA season.
The icing on the cake would be if Caitlin decided that, in light of the abuse she endured at the hands of the NBA and the ensuing drop in their viewership, this was best for her career.
They were going to load up against better competition, and she played an entire college basketball season, and she didn't play well. And I said at the time, she didn't deserve to be on the Olympic team. And at the time, I felt...
Since Caitlin's departure, the WNBA's popularity has drastically declined, and her potential decision to join the EuroLeague could spell the end of the league. More than a week has gone by since Caitlin's Rookie of the Year victory was leaked on Twitter, and the WNBA has yet to make an official announcement, and the animosity is truly insane. Since then, Caitlin has had an incredible season, and the WNBA is now demanding her return after she broke records left and right in the middle. Despite her fame and accomplishments, Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's Rookie of the Year, has reportedly been cut off by Nike, the company that allegedly gave her this incredible contract, and hasn't posted about her in months. As a result, she needs to leave as soon as possible. There is growing speculation that Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's Rookie of the Year, might be lured to join the Women's EuroLeague. Clark has enthralled fans at every level of the game, and today we'll explore her incredible journey, the difficulties she has faced in the WNBA, and the potential move abroad that could change her basketball legacy. For a player like Clark who has struggled in the WNBA, Europe offers not just high salaries, but also a unique basketball culture. Could this be the next phase in her already illustrious career?
WNBA has been a mess this year. It has been so unprofessional, and they need to step it up, and they need to step it up quick. And they also need to, I don't know if an apology is warranted to Caitlin Clark, or they just need to, in general, do.
Despite Caitlin Clark's obvious success, the WNBA found a star with that special something that elevates the entire game, not just a fantastic player. She has undoubtedly had a huge impact on the league, drawing new fans and becoming an indispensable television personality. Caitlin Clark has faced numerous challenges in the WNBA, but one of the biggest ones has been the league's physicality. Night after night, Caitlin has put up with aggressive play and constant pushing from opponents who see her as the biggest threat on the court. It's no secret that opposing teams regularly target her in an attempt to win if they can slow her down or annoy her. But what's even more annoying for Caitlin and her fans is how frequently these players seem to get away with using excessively physical tactics due to inconsistent officiating or simply the pressure of being a celebrity. A lot of individuals think that Caitlin has received unjustly harsh treatment. She becomes even more irate and wonders if she is truly being protected as one of the league's top players because of the frequent hits and uncalled fouls. There is also the money issue.
Wembanyama, who was, an NBA star coming into the league, he just finished up his rookie season. He's going into his next. If you look at his rookie salary, which was around $55 million for 4 years, and then you look at Caitlin Clark's $300 and I think it was $38,000.
Even though Caitlin is the face of the WNBA and one of the most intriguing talents in the sport, her salary is significantly less than what she deserves when compared to her male NBA teammates or even players in foreign women's leagues. In contrast, European clubs and leagues like the Women's EuroLeague are offering far more lucrative deals, even to players who lack Caitlin's level of talent. Even while there may not always be as much competition, many European players make a lot more money than their WNBA counterparts thanks to Oregon's star power. Even though Caitlin is dominating the court and drawing in new fans, her pay is surprisingly low.
Sponsor folks that don't think she is praised enough and she is above reproach in terms of criticism, or that praising another player is an affront to her is like, whoa, bro. Like, also, like, you're in my mentions talking about women's basketball. I've never ever seen you before in my life.
Caitlin must contend with the infuriating reality that, in spite of her efforts as the league's spokesperson and her ongoing performances that alter the game, her compensation does not accurately represent her share of the WNBA income. What may have started as a simple trip to Europe to rest and recover from a demanding WNBA season could transform into something more. Someone who has occasionally felt underappreciated in the WNBA might be drawn to the financial advantages and the respect and appreciation that European leagues give their players. The women's basketball leagues in Europe, especially the EuroLeague, have grown significantly in recent years. Players are treated like superstars and receive higher salaries for a player like Caitlin Clark. The atmosphere in arenas with fervent fans and fierce rivalries is electrifying, and support for women's basketball in Europe frequently feels more enthusiastic and widespread than in the WNBA.
Clark, it seems like this entire season, she was the solution for so many things, but so many players, coaches, media people, so many people were also painting her out to be the problem. She could never do enough. She could never speak out enough. Her fans were the issue. Fever fans were.
Caitlin had initially planned to take a break from basketball, but she has been open about her competitive nature and even admitted that she would likely get bored very quickly if she didn't play. After all, Caitlin is a player driven by her love for the game and her unquenchable desire to compete, so the possibility of playing basketball again, this time in Europe, where she could earn more money and be treated with the respect a celebrity of her caliber deserves, must be in the back of her mind.
The playoffs, the Fever had nearly 2 million viewers tuning in, while all the other games had around 400,000. Even the WNBA Countdown, which was aired before the Indiana Fever game, had more viewers than 2 of the series.
Examine the headlines. When Caitlin Clark signs a contract with a major EuroLeague team, it would immediately impact the European basketball scene, attracting fans from all over the continent to attend her games. But what about the WNBA? If Caitlin were to leave, it would be a devastating blow to the league as a whole, not just a loss for her team. The ratings for EuroLeague games featuring Clark would soar, and her signing might even attract sponsors and media attention that had previously been lacking from women's basketball in the area. One of the biggest stars in the league, Caitlin's name alone has attracted new fans. Her capacity to create excitement and boost viewership has been crucial to the league's growth. Without her, the WNBA's attendance would most likely decline significantly.
Somebody that's come along, who, by the way, I'm going to go there, who happens to be white, and brought a level of attention and allure to the sport it had not received before. And what we were seeing from an abundance of folks appeared to be...
Without a doubt, Caitlin Clark's presence directly affects broadcast viewership, ticket sales, and merchandise revenue. Should she leave for Europe, those figures could drastically decline, forcing the WNBA to scramble to replace their top player. It would be terrible to lose a star player like Caitlin Clark because the league has never been able to achieve the same level of fame and media attention as the NBA.
Exactly what I'm saying, because I think it makes a mockery of the women's game. If the focus on, now we just have to have people because of marketing and their attention, and they're not as talented, and we're not putting the best team out.
About the WNBA, Caitlin Clark's potential move to Europe should serve as a serious wake-up call for the league. If it wants to keep its best player, it needs to start treating her better. This isn't just about money, though it certainly plays a significant role. More than anything, it's about respect and creating an environment where star players like Caitlin feel truly valued for the excitement, attention, and money they bring to the league in addition to their exceptional talent on the court. Although Caitlin has repeatedly demonstrated that she can handle the pressure, physicality, and attention that come with being a WNBA star, there's a limit to how much abuse or undervaluation a player can take before they start looking elsewhere, and WNBA fans will follow her wherever she goes. Alternatives Europe offers Caitlin the alluring chance to be paid more fairly, treated with the deference she merits, and adored by a brand new, ardent fan base.
Thank Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell and all the rest for refusing to say die, refusing to lose, fighting back again and again and again, and playing at a much higher level than they should be at this stage and age. was I ever entertained.
Despite its growth, the WNBA still lacks the NBA's financial and cultural savvy of its male counterpart. If the league wants to keep great players like Caitlin and possibly others, it must put improving the fan experience first, one in which its stars are seen as the revolutionary figures they are. The departure of one well-known player could spark a larger movement, with more and more players looking for better compensation treatment and overall experiences in leagues outside of the US. If Caitlin Clark decides to jump across the pond to play in the Euro League, it could start a chain reaction that makes other elite WNBA players question whether Europe is a better option for their careers. As well, many athletes may find it impossible to resist the allure of greater pay, a positive atmosphere, and fervent fan bases, particularly when they witness one of the NBA's top players make that choice. This poses a significant problem for the WNBA. How can they keep Caitlin Clark content and prevent her and other players in her position from being lured to join the rich and increasingly prestigious leagues in Europe?
Single time that they were on the road, you even had Dallas Wings players saying, like, it kind of sucks seeing so many Indiana Fever in 2020 or 22 jerseys in the stands, but it's also cool to see a lot of people in the stands. Like, Indiana Fever was turning away games into home games, and so it's kind of sad that through all of that, Caitlin was still advocating for players on the other team to get bonuses because she saw the kind of money and eyeballs and viewership that all of this was generating.
More than simply losing a great athlete without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA faces the prospect of stagnation and a potential talent exodus to Europe. She is a player who draws attention, draws in new fans, and contributes to the league's growth. Her departure would mean the WNBA as a whole would lose momentum. If the league wants to retain its top players and continue growing beyond where Caitlin Clark decides to play basketball, it must take proactive steps to meet her needs. Her potential transfer to the Women's EuroLeague is a reflection of the greater issues that women's basketball faces on a global scale. Players of her caliber should receive appropriate compensation and be treated with respect, since they bring excitement, skill, and substantial value to the game.